An historical day for us here in the studio as we talk royal affairs with our American royalty expert, Kinsey Schofield, who joins us now. Lovely to see you.
I'm so happy to be here.
Hello. You are. So are you jet-lagged?
A little bit, yes. But, you know, I think that this is a pretty big weekend, and I wanted to be here.
Now, explain to people why it is, in royalty terms, a pretty big weekend.
You know, well, I want to see King Charles on a horse. We haven't seen a monarch on a horse for trooping since 1986. I was born, unfortunately, at that time, but some of our viewers were not. God bless them. So I'm excited to celebrate the King's birthday. I think we all love the balcony moment, and I'm not going to lie, I'm just looking for a Louis sighting. But this is a celebration of the King's birthday, and some of us want two birthdays and don't get one, but he does.
So this is his unofficial birthday,
yes.
and the I don't know which particular unit of the military troop their colours, and they they march down the Mall, or up the Mall, which is one of the other, into portcullis. Gosh, right, I'm messing this up. What's it called? The Horse Guards Parade.
There was the amazing year where the Queen came down on her horse and someone fired a starting pistol 2 or 3 times, spooked the horse, and she's an accomplished horsewoman, as is King Charles, because he's a very accomplished polo player.
But what I think the world is going to watch, because no one does pomp and ceremony the way you do. No one does, you know, tradition the way you do. It's the choreography. It's you know, it's the uniforms. It's just the most beautiful display. And I don't know of anyone else in the world that compares to some of these events that you put on.
And goodness me, with their bearskins at the weekend, in the rehearsals, so many of them passing out, and you know, one after the other. And the Prince of Wales, William, coming out and paying tribute to them in the evening, because they were so worried about a number of them. They're so professional.
And how handsome does he look in that outfit? Every history book is going to have pictures just from the rehearsal itself. I cannot wait to see what he looks like this weekend.
But we're going to have to wait and see what Prince Harry's visa application looked like, because it's not been released.
That's right. The Department of Homeland Security says to the Heritage Foundation, we don't see the value in this. We don't think it's, you know, of interest to the public or important to the public to know. And so the Heritage Foundation is now coming back and saying, because the Department of Homeland Security is worried about Harry's privacy, the Heritage Foundation is saying we're going to sue you for this information, because, again, the Heritage Foundation is trying to prove that the reason we're having a migrant crisis is because they're not doing their job. This would be an example, a global example of them being irresponsible.
Or they're not checking their facts.
That they're either they're not checking their facts, or that they didn't even push him on this subject.
And the controversy surrounds what? I mean, what could be? What is the information that could be
that Harry's
problematic?
Been very open about his drug use, and he's been, you know, he's talked about it in Spare in a recent interview to promote his book. Whether it's, you know, hallucinogenics or marijuana, mushrooms, but I think the most offensive thing in Spare, Eamon, was the fact that he was disrespectful to Graceland. That is our White House, Elvis's home. The fact that he would be critical of Elvis and Graceland.
Say about Elvis?
He said that he thought that Graceland was he was not impressed by the property, and he thought it was kind of gross. This Elvis, self-made man, came from the gutter, basically, and bought that property because he loved and respected his mother and father. Harry should take...
As you know, I'm a massive Elvis fan.
I do.
But I've never been to Graceland's, and I hear it's small. It's smaller than you would expect. Have you been?
I have. It is smaller than you would expect, but it is homey, and you understand why he would feel so safe there with his family.
Well, Harry seems to have an aversion to kings, doesn't he?
He has an aversion to kings. He has no respect for the elderly.
Speaking of kings and crowns, the new episode or series of The Crown, more details coming out.
Well, this is all over the papers in the States. Page 6 recently picking this up in People magazine. Again, with Harry, they're going to go into the Nazi uniform. I think the reason that this is of interest in the States is because Harry is also technically an employee of Netflix. So the fact that Netflix would magnify this surprises a lot of people. But we're also going to go into the death of Diana, and that's going to open up a lot of old wounds for Prince William specifically.
Yeah. Why, for you particularly, you talked about, you know, being born in the mid-80s and whatever, and what was it about the royal family? And, you know, you're a very competent, very good reporter, but you're also, there is a fascination. This is your hobby as well.
Oh yeah, I bought a Kate Middleton mask last night. I'm not gonna lie.
What did you pop out for? This is what made me laugh. You popped out to get
hairspray.
Hairspray, and you came back with the Kate Middleton.
Get one for Isabel, because
I thought about it.
We're the biggest fans ever.
Today, as I was watching you from my hotel room, which I love that I could watch TV news from my hotel room, amazing. I had Kate's face above you and Isabel, and it was just the perfect little triangle.
Oh, look at that. But tell us, last time you were in London was for the coronation of the King, and we saw you, and you had an incident in your hotel room. I hope it was better standards this time. Mice.
I did have a mouse in my hotel room. I hoped you were going to go into meeting Will and Kate, but no, I didn't.
We were a bit mortified. We feel like, you know, ambassadors when we need to show you the best of the country when you're here, as you're such a British fan.
But you know what? When I get to hang out with you, I'm at Buckingham Palace or I'm here. So you raise the standards. You make everything okay.
Good.
Okay.
All good.
Did you understand that message I sent you? I hate Mises to pieces. Did you know that?
Is this another
Jinx.
song?
No, it's a cartoon.
Oh, I'm going to have to Google it.
Mr. Jinx.
It's so cute.
I hate those Mises to pieces, an American cartoon.
I'm going to have to Google.
Anyway, there we go. Thank you very much indeed, Kinsey